Chamai, hello everyone. So my name is Elaini Vargas. As Ruben said, I'm the Youth Programs Director for the Intertribal Agriculture Council. I'd like to talk to you about our essay contest and all these fantastic youth that we have sitting in the front and that honored us today with the flags. So each year, the IAC produces an essay question. This year, the question is, have you heard of the United States Department of Agriculture Tribal Advisory Committee? Raise of hands. TAC? All right, yeah, thank you. So a little bit about TAC is the acronym that we're using. The Agriculture Improvement Act of 2018 requires that the Secretary establish and maintain a Tribal Advisory Committee, TAC. The role of the TAC is to provide advice and guidance to the Secretary on matters relating to tribal and Indian affairs. The committee facilitates but does not supplant government-to-government consultation between the United States Department of Agriculture and Indian Country. This year, our essay topic question for the youth, all ages 14 to 18 were eligible to apply. What is my vision for what the USDA TAC can do for Indian Country? So we asked them to consider a couple questions and provided some brainstorming material. Something like, tell us if you were on TAC, what recommendations would you have for USDA? Are there specific recommendations that you might have that address the overlap of USDA and BIA functions and services to your home community? Another question is more relative to the subcommittees of TAC. Subcommittees like economic development, education and research, farming production and conservation, food safety and trade, forest and public land managements, and a subcommittee of administration. We also asked, do you already know about TAC? How can we ensure that our communities are aware of TAC and its purpose? So with these questions, we received an amazing amount of essays. We had a review panel internally to go over these essays, and then we were able to award scholarships to the youth that you see here today. We have also invited young professionals, folks who are 19 to 26 in graduate school, undergraduate school, PhD programs, to join us as student leaders for the younger youth in our conference. And now I am honored to introduce the inspiring finalists. If they can join me on stage with Carrie Jo. And our honorable mentions of this year's youth essay program. They are invited to share their thoughts on the USDA TAC roles in shaping the future of Indian Country. Each finalist will present their unique vision and recommendations for strengthening agriculture and tribal representation at the highest levels. So join us in celebrating these young leaders whose voices bring forward new ideas and hopes for the future of tribal communities and agriculture. If you can hold your applause, we have a couple of folks that will be handing out plaques to. So first, Carrie Jo will be handing and congratulating Leo Enlow, Muskogee Creek Nation from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Thank you, Leo. And next, we'd like to congratulate Alicia A. Goody, Navajo from Shiprock, Arizona. Congratulations. We'd like to congratulate Leilani Charley of the Ramah Navajo people from Pinehill, New Mexico. And let's congratulate Taryn McCaa, Cherokee Nation of Oklahoma from Elmore, Oklahoma. And lastly, we'd like to congratulate Jade McPeak, Muskogee Creek Nation from Chakota, Oklahoma. Thank you. So these amazingly crafted plaques were donated by DX Woodworking. They've got some beautiful beading mixed in with their names in their honor. These spectacular young folks have received a check from IAC. They will also receive a digital gift card to a native-owned bookstore called Birch Bark Books. And the finalists will also receive a beautiful necklace from the 8th generation. Its title is Breakthrough. It represents rain and symbolizes the moment on a rainy day when the sun breaks through, causing the raindrops to glitter in a light, and a reminder to shine a little light on your beauty. We are so extremely impressed by these young folks. And just one more big congratulations, and then I'd like to invite Leilani Charley to share some of her essay with you all. So big round of applause to these folks.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yat Eish Leilani Charley and Che. Chija Halso Nishle, na Kaidene Bashisti, Torich eating Dashike, Tretnizani Dashanele. Shamasana Doshije sorry, I messed up. Shema Doshije Rochelle Do Hal Charlie Willia. Shamasana Doshiche a Martha Garcia Do Roy Garcia Willia. I am Leilani Charley. I'm from the beautiful and wonderful community of the Ramah Navajo, which is located in Pinehill, New Mexico. I am a senior at Pinehill High School, where I am actively involved in varsity sports, 4-H, and student council. I was recently crowned Miss Ramah Navajo Rodeo Queen. I was continuing my family's rodeo legacy. Growing up on a ranch, I dedicated my time to raising and showing market lambs and market beef. My experiences have fueled my passion for agriculture and commitment to serving and educating my community. Thank you for the opportunity to share my vision for the USDA Tribal Advisory Committee and its role in Indian country. On September 1st, 2024, at the county fair, I had the honor of showcasing my market beef and receiving several awards, including the County 4-H Scholarship and the Showmanship Champion Buckle for market beef. As I was cleaning my stall, a curious little girl approached me and asked why was I showing steers and why did I want to do this. I asked her if she loved eating cheeseburgers, and she eagerly said yes. I explained to her that I was a young rancher dedicated to producing quality meat to feed families like hers. This simple conversation made me realize how important it was to educate our youth about agriculture and the origins of their food. This brings me to my vision for the USDA Tribal Advisory Committee education. Imagine a future where children and young adults know where their food comes from and appreciates the hard work that goes into producing it. If we can foster this awareness, we can inspire the next generation to value and support agriculture. This just isn't about food. It's about preserving our heritage and ensuring a sustainable future for our communities. If I were on TAC, I would focus on creating programs that teach our youth and young adults about agriculture and food production. Many children, like the little girl I met, are unaware where their food comes from. By showing them the dedication and hard work that comes into raising animals and growing crops, we can foster a deeper understanding of the agriculture's importance of our tribal communities and the nation. In addition to education, I would advocate for the TAC support young ranchers through scholarships, mentorship programs, and market access. In my community, funding often bypasses us due to our rural reservation and bypasses us due to our location due to our satellite community off of larger reservations. The TAC could bridge this gap by fostering better collaboration between the USDA and Bureau of Indian Affairs. By streamlining services and resources, these agencies can promote sustainable agriculture and natural resource management. Tailored to each community's unique needs, the TAC focuses on economical development, farming production, conservation, and food systems is crucial for our way of life. For instance, my community once attempted to open a meat processing center, but faced delays due to complex contract timelines. The USDA's Tribal Self-Determination Initiative in meat processing is the right step in the right direction, aiming to empower communities like mine to achieve food sovereignty and economic stability. To ensure that our communities are informed about the TAC's work, I recommend increasing outreach efforts, hosting workshops in rural towns, creating informational materials in native languages, and leveraging all types of social media that can broaden awareness. The TAC's website could be enhanced with more youth-friendly resources, such as video tutorials and success stories from young ranchers and young farmers. Through this journey, I've realized the potential impact of youth engagement in agriculture by understanding legislative initiatives and contributing to public comment sessions. Young people can actively participate in shaping policies that affect our futures. In conclusion, my vision for the USDA Tribal Advisory Committee is rooted in education, collaboration, and economic development by supporting young ranchers partnering with the BIA and USDA. The tactical critical community issues, the TAC can help Indian country flourish through its own natural resources. I am aiming to contribute my community's dream of a meat processing plant. This journey feels like a full circle moment from my days as a junior livestock participant to now mentoring young girls about the origins of their food. My experiences at the county fair have highlighted the importance of this work, and I am genuinely excited about the opportunities ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Leilani. Next, I would like to invite Taryn McCaa to share a small summary of her essay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Taryn McCaa. I'm from Foster, Oklahoma, and a senior at Elmore City Purnell High School. Fostering a vision for the USDA Tribal Advisory Committee's impact on Indian and country involves considering how all entities can best support and advance the interest of tribal communities regarding subjects like agriculture, land management, and rural development. Organized during the 2018 Farm Bill, the USDA Tribal Advisory Committee was formed to encourage thoughts and ideas to help the tribal community deal with the barriers they face within the USDA and its programs. While the TAC was created for the expansion of USDA programs, there is no subsection or subcommittee related to agriculture on the TAC, meaning we need to prioritize agriculture while promoting sovereignty within our nations. This committee needs to work together to help those living in Indian country in order for them to have the same rights and abilities as any other farmers and ranchers. One vision would be to strengthen tribal sovereignty and self-determination within the Indian communities by advocating for policies that enhance tribal control over agricultural and natural resources, respecting tribal sovereignty and traditional practices instead of always depending on a government agency to provide. One way this committee can help is by getting more tribes involved in the food distribution program. This allows tribes to have more control of the food packages, allowing them to select and purchase foods themselves. It would benefit tribal population if they could grow and sell directly to the USDA for food programs provided for their tribes. The enhancement of food security in tribal communities is also a priority for the TAC. Buffalo and cattle in Indian country are the two main sources of meat. However, not many people process it. What if the USDA helped by building slaughterhouses so that animals fed and grown could be slaughtered and meat sold directly to a tribe rather than from an outside source? This would also increase the job opportunities for tribal members if these were built on Indian lands. Another vision for this committee is to streamline and simplify the application process for tribal communities. A reduction of paperwork could reduce the barriers that occur. In addition, customized programs in different areas of the U.S. would allow for programs to fit the unique needs of tribes living in different communities. Communication is also a necessity in order to promote the growth of communities, which leads to collaboration between various tribes and other stakeholders with resources and support. This vision aims to create a comprehensive and hands-on approach to help support tribal communities through the USDA, TAC, and the BIA. These ideas are promoting the well-being and advancement of tribes in Indian country, while still representing the unique cultural and government structures to help them continue to grow and sustain their communities for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Taryn. And lastly, I'd like to invite Jade Peak to share her summary. The secret of our success is that we never, never give up. This quote by former Cherokee Principal Chief Wilma Mankiller encompasses what we as Native agriculturists should strive to do. It is our responsibility to take our side of the story and put it into the world to make a change. Hishte, Hoshtifka, Bahilani Judo McPeak, Ani, Oklahoma, Muskogee Creek, Hodali Jimalagita. Hello, my name is Jade McPeak. I'm from Oklahoma and of the Muskogee Creek Nation and a member of the Wind Clan. Being not only a young agriculturist, but also a Native American female, I have been introduced to many different aspects of life, specifically agricultural life. I've grown up on a cow-calf operation where my parents and I raised cattle and goats. I believe that the Tribal Advisory Council could introduce a subcommittee that directly deals with livestock, which would ensure that every aspect of agriculture in Indian country is well represented. 75% of the 79,000 Native Americans involved in agriculture are directly involved in livestock production. This means that 3/4 of all Native American producers are directly involved in livestock orientation and face the exact same struggles that I face raising livestock. Native American livestock producers are faced with trust and land grazing issues, Bureau of Land Management issues, national parks, state parks, tribal lands, private lands, acres per unit, water issues, and many more that the TAC could be a frontline voice in helping to solve. Though I do understand that TAC does have representation from livestock producers, I would like to see more clarity as well as commentary from the TAC board members. I had the opportunity to make a statement during one of the TAC's virtual meetings at which I stated my concerns for the lack of livestock inclusion. Out of the 6 subcommittees, only one has to do with farming, and not one pertains to livestock production, trade, or sale. This greatly affects not only my family, but also many of yours. I feel if we are going to completely bridge the gap between the government and Indian country, we need to involve all aspects of Native agriculture production. Our elders have been involved in this industry and are most familiar with what we have been faced with before. When it comes to Native American producers, this is so important for understanding the effects of policy. They know the practices used and the outcomes, as well as the bureaucracy, better than any of us, because of the experiences that they have been faced with. By tapping successful Native American livestock producers, TAC can get a real-world perspective of not just laws and policies, but how those policies are actually implemented in Indian country. Let the success of our Native ranchers be told to those who might not be fully aware. I believe the TAC could bring in Native livestock producers and let them tell their story and their successes. Thank you, Mado. So, a pretty hard topic this year that was just broken down with a little bit of detail for you all here, with some great examples to take home to your communities and consider getting involved with commenting on TAC upcoming meetings. Um, this concludes our portion of this event. And so I'd like to say, Yahui, thank you so much. Please join me again in congratulating this amazing group.